Let's first remember what a period length is. And so for a sine curve, a period length can be measured from one high point to the next. So there is going to be one cycle and then it goes again, right? So from one high point to the next, we can measure it. This distance would be the same distance as from the low point to the next low point, okay? Or from this first middle back to this middle. These are all different ways that we can measure the period length, and they would all be the exact same distance. All right, let's look at this particular problem. On one day in April, the first low tide was, so we know it's a low tide, and we know it's going to follow a sine curve. So the first low tide occurred at, it's going to be a low point of 1.45 feet, and that occurred at 1:45 in the morning. Okay, gotcha, that's going to be right here. And then the first high tide, so way up here, the first high tide occurs at 418 feet, and that occurs at 7:25 in the morning. And then the second low tide occurs at 1:05 p.m. So remember, just like I shared, we can measure from low to low, from high to high. In this case, they're giving us two lows. If we measure this distance, we'll know the period length. So I want to go from 1:45 a.m. Well, if I know if I went to 1:45 p.m., that'd be a difference of 12 hours, but it's just slightly before that. So I need something slightly before 11, and I could figure it out, but when I look at my option, there's only one that's just slightly before 12. The correct answer is D.